we are starting things off with some very long hugs and naked gardening. That must mean it's time for Hot Topics. Oh, yes. Getting a little fiery here. And joining me now are King 5 traffic anchor Shante Sumpter and someone else who knows a thing or two about traffic, KIRO Radio's transportation reporter Chris Sullivan, and New Day producer Suzie Wiley, who drives I-90 every day.
I do.
Okay, so...
Yeah, I know, because she texts me sometimes like, hey, what's going on?
What's
Does she
happening?
really?
It happens so often.
Come on.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's happened.
It's good to have a friend.
Clear it out for me, Chris.
I've messaged Shante on the weekends and been like, actually, no, what I messaged was, I should have listened to you.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. These are the two to follow.
So our first topic comes from a story that was actually made nationwide news. So zebras, 4 zebras escaped this week. 1 zebra still is on the loose. It remains free.
I guess it was North Bend. I love this video so much.
It could have been Africa.
It makes me feel so good, like the freedom that they're experiencing right now, or they were. The three are caught,
hilarious. Right? But okay. So we've done stories where folks have exotic animals in their land, namely kangaroos. Suzie,
I know you love.
I loved
wallaby.
going to the kangaroo farm. The wallabies it's phenomenal. But if you could have one exotic animal, what would it be and why?
Wow, wallaby, koala bear, those all sound pretty. But koala's kind of tame. If you're gonna go exotic, I would probably have to go big cat.
Oh yeah.
Some way, kind of go Mike Tyson-ish, get a lion or a tiger.
Okay, not
something
nervous
like
at all.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Okay,
I hope.
I would like a tiger or a lion, but only for the first 4 months of life. After that, it can go.
So
Because you'd have to feed it, right? You'd have to feed
I mean, when
that
it
thing.
has like no teeth, or the little baby teeth.
when you can't
sure.
cuddle anymore.
But once
Okay.
once it gets to the point where I'm afraid to tell it what to do, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Yeah. See, this is why I want an ocelot. Because it's a cat, but it's not too big that like if you had to defend yourself, you couldn't. But it's also a big cat. So it's like, an ocelot, but you can't own an ocelot in Washington State. They got very strict rules.
Oh, you looked it up.
really? You've already
Okay,
checked
you're
into
ready.
this?
What?
Okay.
But this is pie in the sky, right? I would say maybe an elephant.
An elephant.
But I'm in the same situation, and when it gets bigger, that might be a
Come out
problem.
big.
Yeah.
Like, they
I
still come
know,
out
they're
big.
just so cute. I love the idea that how they live
Well, how
together.
big of a land are you living on in your hypothetical land?
I mean,
Because
maybe in North Bend.
maybe the
Right,
whole of
you're
North
right.
Bend.
The zebra seems fine.
That's true.
Look, the zebra's living its best life.
All right.
You
Yeah,
imagine?
it's having a lot of fun, I think,
I
right now.
bet so.
As long as it's still alive.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't want to think about that.
Hey now.
There are lots of cougars
It was
and bear
spotted-
out there, cougar and bear
It
out
was
there.
spotted like 24 hours ago
Okay, so-
on a trail cam.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
well,
But
I will say from zebras to thoroughbreds, here's to cheers to Kentucky Derby. These
All right.
we have for you today are mint juleps.
Yeah.
I've never
Which
had one. Can
I
you believe that?
have, but I don't think I ever really knew what was in it.
Mine's very sweet.
Oh, goodness.
That's
so
very
much sugar. But it's probably because
Wow, who made that? There's some bourbon in there, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And she
Ours
didn't-
are mocktails.
How much bourbon is in there?
That's a really good bourbon drink right now.
2 ounces each. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and these are
2
mocktails.
ounces.
These are mocktails.
Okay, here we go. Go. No way. Wow.
Yeah.
Holy,
You're
give me
welcome.
this. I need it.
Okay,
But
that's
that's
very
nothing but
sweet.
sugar because we have mocktails, so
That is-
it might be better to have yours. I don't know.
Wow,
Right.
that's good.
This is very sweet. Needs more ginger ale or something, right?
That's good.
Maybe
know
we
what?
should have did sugar-free ginger ale.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I can see why they drink these on a warm day when
Yeah.
it's not raining.
I don't know how they still stand
Kentucky.
up.
I just want to say that the recipe that Amity sent me was double the bourbon. It was 4 ounces each drink. I'm not
I don't
kidding.
know
And
how.
I saw
I
her
looked
pour
at it
and
again
was
and
half
again.
bourbon, and and that was even with cutting
right.
the recipe.
I still feel the burn.
Was that to make like it for
No,
a
it
bowl
was-
for the
I
family?
thought so too.
Each drink, 4 ounces. I looked at it 3 or 4 times.
I believe you, and I don't know why. I saw the simple syrup, the bourbon. I didn't look at the numbers. My God.
How can that race be almost at 5 o'clock p.m. local time there
Yeah.
when you've been drinking these all day? How is that possible?
This is why it's so
Slow sip.
popular.
So
Right.
talk about my brother's been to the Kentucky, they've done it, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like a
This is a little sweet.
party
for me.
fest. Wow,
Yeah,
that's,
this is
Yeah.
this is
I'm not going to
This-
stop drinking it.
This is going to lead to a lot of no good nicks. All right. Speaking of kissing, that's our next topic.
A few more of these. No, sorry. What did you,
No.
It's a different show after that.
moving
folks.
on.
It's that's
Sorry.
New Day After Dark.
Oh, is it?
That's
Yeah.
later tonight.
Yeah.
All right. With
So a new study says every couple should have a 6-second kissing ritual.
Yeah.
Okay, another study says 20-second hug is a few times a day is really helpful.
I think both are too long. It seems long. I've been married almost 40 years, I guess.
I was gonna say, I think that is
Yeah.
so cute. 6 seconds. Oh.
I think it's about trust, they said. If you're kissing for 6
It
seconds.
says it releases, that's how long it takes to release whatever the happy
the
like
oxytocin,
endorphins or-
serotonin.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's how long it takes from a kiss, 6 seconds, and 20
6
seconds from a hug.
Puck her up, Buttercup.
How about a hug?
Okay, all right. Someone put 20 seconds
Okay,
on.
20 seconds.
1, 2.
Well, this is good. This feels
That's
good.
5 seconds.
Maybe talk like,
Okay.
oh, you're just so amazing.
I mean, we gotta talk to each other now.
I mean, if the 20 feels long, you just
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking you need to go side to side head and really get in there. Really get in there, right?
all right.
Really get in there.
I don't feel yeah, there we go.
Yeah, get in there.
Oh, hey, you know what? That wasn't bad. I enjoyed that.
It's still
I
a little
enjoyed that.
awkward.
I'm not gonna lie. I do enjoy a very long hug with my wife.
Okay.
But what we really do is with our son, who's 22, after his football games, we all three of us get into like a big,
Huddle.
and my son's always like, Dad, that's enough. It's enough.
Can you
Like most
time it
22
next time? And do
it's
20
probably like 8 seconds, probably if that.
Let's do 20
but it
next
feels
time.
good.
So high. I don't even know. I was like, I don't know. Listen, if you're
Okay.
too high, by the way, next topic. Why not try naked gardening?
Whoa.
Why not?
Apparently, Washington ranks number 12 for friendliest cities to garden naked in. Actually, I should take that back. Is Seattle number 12? I will say I had a viewer once send me a Happy Naked Gardening Day card
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
with a picture of them naked
Yeah,
gardening.
because I think
No.
Saturday is Naked
No.
Garden Day.
They did hide everything.
Okay.
Kind of
With a
joke
couple of
card.
leaves.
With a couple
here
of
and there?
leaves.
Yeah.
But,
That's amazing.
who would naked garden here in this group?
Not.
No.
How prickly would that be?
I understand Miami being number 1. That
Yeah.
makes sense to me.
That makes sense.
I would naked garden. Okay, maybe not fully naked, but like in the sunshine.
Then is it naked garden?
I feel like there's lots of hanging bits and bops.
I mean, there's certain things I don't want to get dirt in.
Right.
I certainly wouldn't pull out my, my weed whacker or my lawnmower, right?
thank you for.
I mean, seriously. I mean, I've got work to do in the yard today, and I don't plan on.
Doing it naked?
No, not
Okay,
not
good.
not
Put
at
these
all.
topics together today.
I don't know. Maybe
I
it's
have
the
no
naked
idea.
ones.
And why did we start drinking beforehand?
Whoa.
Why are we number 12?
Oh, why are we number 12? Good question. All right, final question. Dave & Buster's, our final topic, I should say. Dave & Buster's is going to allow customers to bet on arcade games. Watch out while I hit the skee ball.
You like this idea.
I actually do. I think it'll be fun because I like to dominate on games.
And I was gonna say I like it too because I'm really competitive. If you all didn't know, and so yeah, I would bet on a game.
Yeah.
For
I'm
sure.
the old lady in the room that
Me
thinks
too.
like
I'm
this is going to be a
no.
disaster.
I mean, if you're going to bet, why not just bet on the side like you're doing now with a buddy, a couple of bucks here or there, because it goes on the card.
Yeah.
And they keep track. And so I imagine you sticking the card in there, and
you're-
next thing you know,
and
you're down
drinking
$5,000
these.
on skee ball.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you see.
I don't want to do that. Seems a little
we
too
could go
easy.
hustle.
You
I
too.
mean, we could go out there act like we don't know how to play.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah,
too.
Papa Shot just out there just nailing
That's
it.
going to
Never
be
mind.
And then you're like 100 on skee ball. Bam, bam, bam.
The art of the zipper merge, which very few folks seem to possess.
Our lack of merging skills in this area is unbelievable.
Why is it?
I don't
Why?
understand.
I
Well,
don't get it.
They
That's
don't
like
teach it very well in driver's ed. My son.
teach it at all?
Yeah, a little bit. When
Okay.
he took his test and did that a couple years ago, they don't really teach a lot of that and a lot of freeway driving, and they don't really kind of give you an idea of the reason or how. They just, I mean, it's really only like 2 lines in the driver's guide as well. It just says get over if you can, and then merge when it's safe to do so. That doesn't help anybody.
Okay, I have a question, and this is going to be controversial. So, do you think it's maybe like our passive-aggressive nature here?
I was going to say.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'll
That's
tell you
what I
this, I grew up in a place where zipper merging was like everyone knew.
Yeah.
You drive up to the
All the way
point of the merge, and then you get over. But even now, I'm like, well, no, I think I'd rather wait here. I don't want to be confrontational, and that's me now.
I'm all in.
I'm getting out there.
Yeah, and the thing.
and
with-
then people get angry.
Yeah,
I
that's
had-
true.
Yeah, I had some crazy guy follow me
I was
once.
gonna say there is a fine line because sometimes people do get a little aggressive. So it's hard to say, but I do think the passive aggressiveness might be one part of it. And then I will say, in my experience, a lot of people are just really learning how to drive. Like you mentioned your son not really knowing.
Yeah.
I basically, when I started driving on the interstate, I did not know what I was doing. I was just
I mean,
out
that's
there.
true. That's fair. Because, like, we're young, or people are learning to drive or haven't driven and driving later in life now.
Right, or just never learning. So I'm saying, like, if you just got out there and started just merging however you thought what was the way, then...
But what we have here going on with the specific Seattle behavior is the people who speed up to prevent you from merging in front of them like they own the 10 feet in front of their own car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, and then you have the people who are selfish enough that they cut the gore point like right at the start of the on-ramp and go like that and then block 2 lanes of traffic.
Yeah.
That I don't understand.
That's just not being intelligent.
No.
And you think you're not going to get there any
No.
faster. Right. And I think that's the part of it. Everybody is kind of also in a rush, like, okay, I'm not letting this car, I'm already late, but it doesn't really change.
So
frustrating.
So what is, okay, so the zipper merge is everyone drives forward to the point of which you have to let people in. I mean, I'll let people in.
Yeah. But what happens is, okay, perfect scenario. I-5 to pick a direction, right lane's about to close. The sign pops up, lane closing in a mile. What does everybody do? Everybody gets over 1 lane right away. And then that leaves a mile-long backup in that lane and the right lane wide open all the way.
But then you look at the people flying by and you're like, oh, how dare
But they're not cutting the line. They got over early. They got over early. Use the lane that WashDOT gave you, and the line would be half as long.
I feel like it's a much bigger issue.
Oh, it's huge.
I think it's a sociology issue. That we'll move on from that now because we're just going to get more angry.
We're going to take up left lane camping. Another one. Oh, look out.
Don't get me started on that.
I know.
Bananas.
I know.
They don't even enforce it here.
I know. That's like a. We could do a whole hour on this.
We're just here with our mocktails.
This way, you know what? Just ride the light rail. Just ride the light rail when it finally opens. All right.
In 2025, across the lake.
That's true.
2025.
Not all heroes wear capes. Into our next topic. This one wonderful story made me just love baseball all over again this week. So there was an Arizona game, Arizona Diamondbacks, and a Phoenix area pest control technician, Matt Hilton, was called in to handle this beehive that was forming behind home base. So game delay due to bee colony, which happened never. And so this guy comes in, and he just wows the crowd. Now, has to get the bees out. Says, "Get out of here, bees!" But
sprays it with something that still protects them.
Right, not just kind of knocks them out.
Yeah.
And then
you can't kill the bees.
And then everybody left. Like he just they let him throw out the first pitch. And now, of course, there's memes all over the place. And then they're calling him the hot dad bee man.
Yeah. And do you know where he was when he got the call?
I love this.
He was at his son's t-ball game.
Yeah. Aww. They have trading cards with him now.
What?
No, Topps just came out with a trading card of him. I'm not sure if they call him the hot bee man, but I think it's just the bee man. And it's got a picture of him waving to the crowd. It's awesome.
I would not be surprised if he's like People Magazine's guy of the year. Something
put his hands up.
Yeah.
It was like
I mean,
that's amazing. It's so cool.
Just making the most of his moment.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
I love that. I love that for him. All right, I love this for all of us who were not the firstborn. There is a new thing called the eldest daughter syndrome. And we've been seeing it all over the Instawebs and articles on New York Times talking about it, where people basically, the eldest daughter, there's a whole thing where they feel as though they have a different view of the world and have more anxiety in these things because of being the eldest daughter. What do we think of this birth order in general?
It's not a real syndrome. We should point that out. It's just kind of been named the eldest daughter syndrome.
Right.
As I get older, I'm the eldest daughter, but as I get older, I'm also my parents. I'm feeling my parents saying, okay, so what? Just deal with it. Isn't that funny? Yeah. Like when my kids complain about things,
you sound like my mom. Get over it.
I think that's.
I will say this. I will say that I look back at videos of my kids, and I was, when my youngest was a baby, and my daughter was, I'm like, stop, stop. I mean, there was a lot of, yelling at them because I'm trying to protect the younger one. I don't know. What do you think? I'm
the youngest of 3 boys. So I think in my hierarchy, I see the older one as almost another father figure in that because of our age difference. So I always deferred questions like when we were getting our first mortgage or whatever, I'd ask Dad, then I asked my older brother.
Yeah.
Like, okay. And then me, I got everything because I'm the golden child. Yes. That's the baby. We get everything, which is awesome. So I know there's a different from there down. But yeah, I do believe there's a lot of responsibility that can fall on that oldest child.
What do you think?
I am an only child.
Yeah.
So
it's all you.
It's really. So that's but I do have a lot of friends who are like the older sibling, and sometimes you do, like how you mentioned, deferring to your brother, and it's not any fault of their own, but they do sometimes end up carrying more pressure. And like you're 12 and you're worried about everybody else.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, I don't know. So I think it's like finding that balance of letting them know, like, yeah, you're the oldest, but you don't have to carry on the burden of taking care of everybody else.
I like that. I like that. Well,
and in the end, don't give it back to your parents. Like, let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
I guess that's a direct comment to her
I
children.
feel a little something going on right now.
All right. Hey, and you know what? If you need to take off the pressure, join us at 11 every day for a new day, because we'll try to help with that. But by the way, thank you all for being here.
Yeah.
This doesn't hurt either.
I cannot even finish that. Thank you for spending time with us today. You can check our website for more of our content. You can always send us an email and share your thoughts, but most important, get out there and enjoy your new day. We'll see you next time.